Alright, welcome everyone. I was not supposed to stream today, but some other things fell through, so I figured maybe this is a good time since it's been a while. Actually, heads up that I'll be featured on a upcoming podcast. Hey, how's it going, UN 1980? I'll be on Andrea Mangucci's podcast. We'll be discussing this deck, the Cradle deck, this coming week. It was supposed to be recorded today, but I had some technical difficulties that I just resolved, but unfortunately we ran out of time. So it'll wait till next week, but just want to give everyone a heads up. This is a league I already started, actually, but we'll just finish it. I actually like the list. We lost to Doomsday in the first match, and then we beat Mystic Forge. The Doomsday match, I probably misboarded in hindsight, but that's neither here nor there. And the other thing is, this list has two pithing needles, which I like at the moment. Most of the other stuff is like pretty stock. The other thing is outside of the Safekeepers, which I've liked a lot. I think this is a little bit different than the stock list in that I'm running, 3 Safekeepers and only 3 copies of Reclaimer, and then the third and fourth copies of Endurance in the sideboard. I think with the Grief ban, there's a lot more decks that are seeing play, at least for the time being. And I don't think I want to really draw Endurance too much because it's not always good the way it was, I think, pre-ban. I'll probably discuss this more on Andre Mangucci's podcast, but that's slated for next week now instead of we were supposed to record for it today, but we had some technical difficulties and I didn't want to take up too much of his time troubleshooting. But yeah, Pithy Needle I like at the moment. I think what I've noticed is the Mystic Forge deck is a lot more immune to null rod effects now, and like all of the payoffs, Fleshraker, hey man, how's it going? Fleshraker, Kozilek's Command, Karn, they all kind of dodge what's it called, null rod. Nadu, yeah, I mean I could. The thing is, like, it's a 3 mana win when we have a 2 mana win in this deck, right? Do I want to keep this hand? I feel like probably not. It's a Moto 6 already. And then we have to hit land. And then this bog is kind of bad. Yeah, that's the smallest. Maybe I'm supposed to keep, I don't know. The endurance pitches the Atraxa, but then if they're not an endurance deck, which they're not here, then it gets real bad, right? I'm kind of glad I mulligan now because the bog's back in our deck. I don't love this hand. We probably should have mulled. I'm just kind of like playing fast and loose here. Yeah, now I'm like really regretting it. Although I'll just be happy if they have like turn 2 kill. Like then my mistake doesn't matter. Like I said, this stream's kind of for fun anyways. I wasn't supposed to stream today. Alright, if they illusionist me here, I'll feel a lot better. Looks like we're dead here. Yep. So, mistake. We misplayed, but it didn't matter. So this is what I mean, right? This is the matchup where Endurance doesn't do anything. Wait, what? Not really, right? Because Nadu loses this match too, right? Why did they not go all the way there? It's very strange. Maybe they have force protection. Just want to see what our deck does. Oh, sure. I mean, yeah. I wonder why. Oh, they drew the Narc. That's what it was. Did we just steal this game? No. Wow. White 1, Nadu 0. Matt. I think they just screwed up. It's hilarious. Alright, these needles. I know, I do luck stack a lot, so I'm not gonna deny that. Oops. Actually, I don't even know how to board, because, like, I didn't even update my sideboard map yet, so there's, like, things out of whack. We'll just do it on the fly. It's better practice anyways. Alright, good cards in, bad cards out. I actually don't like Talon Gates in this matchup. It like buys maybe one turn. Like you just phase out whatever. And I used to not think natural order was. It depends, right? Like there were times where I board out natural order. I think with Nadu in their deck now, we can't win the long game. So I think we just want to finish them, finish the game when we can, right? Yeah, that could be the case. Like you're probably playing sharper, right? Instead of relying on what's it called? Relying on muscle memory per se. I actually don't love Oof against them. Like, well, maybe it's fine. What am I cutting here? Like, I like all our cards. That's the problem. Yeah, maybe we don't. I used to like Thoughtseize, but like, yeah, like I used to like Thoughtseize, but maybe it's not necessary if we have Needle. Or maybe we don't bring in Needle. Because we have to guess, right? Yeah, maybe Seize is better than Needle here. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just going to wing it. No interaction. Feels like we need a mole here. They could keep a removal heavy hand, and then in this case, this is like okay. Ideally, the problem is like some of these players that play A plus B combo, they like go all in a lot. Are we gonna dare them to have the combo? I guess. Yeah, let's just YOLO it. Like sometimes they just keep like removal heavy hands. Actually, yeah, let's leave with Hierarch here. It feels like they have Plow. Or not. We can just draw into our interaction as well. Yeah, they pretty much did. Alright, we're probably just dead now. We gotta do that. This is what I get for like, cause the problem is like I don't know what level to put my opponent on. Am I supposed to assume they're like an all-in player, or am I supposed to assume that they like keep reasonable hands? Maybe, okay, please. Maybe we get another turn. I'm pretty sure we're dead. But I'm just kind of like playing fast and loose here. I actually don't like playing against these decks. The variance is like very high. Oh, they don't have to kill. Wow. I know, right? Here we are, just like we don't even need to respect our opponent, right? Just keep any loose hand. You are the one, Curran. All right, what are we doing here? All right, I'm just making sure. So we have whatever next turn. I guess we have two cracks at it, right? Like if they kept the force hand, then the green sun can go off again next turn. They brainstorm lock themselves, so that's nice. We're gonna go ahead and try to. This is like attempt number one, trying to kill our opponent here. Do we have lethal through? But I feel like we don't. This plays through days and probably draws what we need to. Or let's just kill our opponent. Like, what am I doing here? Okay, there's the first force. We'll leave Reclaimer up. We die if they draw the Nadu here, but you can't play around everything. They have another land. Yeah, let's do that. We turn off our Snuff Out, but that's okay. We ramp our Cradle. Let's do this. That'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough. They had force, they would have forced that. Presumably. Alright, do they have another force here? Or are they just dead? A hard cast force, maybe? That's what it looks like. Sure. Alright, we have a third thing here. Like, we just have to fade one more draw. Alright. Cool. Alright, correct. Easy. Also, full disclosure, these are some interesting games. I misboarded here in game 2 against Doomsday. I think I'd probably win that game 2, and then we don't know what happens game 3 otherwise. Long story short, I probably should have left the Reclaimer instead of the additional copies of Snuff Out. Here, I probably stole a game I should have lost, game 1, because I was on a 0 outer, and my opponent had me under a bridge with Fleshraker out of Mystic Forge, and literally I'm dead if my opponent knows what to do. And I just kind of play it out, pretend like I have out in my deck. There's no Boseiju, but maybe I should have it. And then opponent casts a Lattice into an Oof, and suddenly I can attack again, and I win that game. Game 2, I just like rip their hand apart with discard and into Oof lock. But a little zero outer here in game 1 that I stole. Here I try not to keep these kind of hands because like I have to hit two runner. I have to hit 2 lands in a row. Let's just mulligan. I don't like a lot can go wrong there. Keep this is kind of a dead card. Well, not producing. Actually, let's put this back. Like this can cast Zenith or Springheart. I know if I keep the Arbor, I know for sure I'm drawing the second Arbor. That's how it works. If I keep the Arbor, I'm going to draw the second Arbor because that's how it works. Oh, SpaghettiOs. Luckily, that game plan is like very beatable. I think the line here is probably gonna be like Reliquary into Safekeeper, just like lock my opponent out. That's a slow reanimation. I don't think I care. I'm gonna put that underneath, probably. Yeah, sure. Oh, they're just gonna 6-ball us? I think we are okay with that. There's the Arbor that we said we would draw, so that I'm glad that kind of worked out. Alright, the plan is they let this go because they think they have removal or something, and then we're gonna Safekeeper it. Or that. I'm glad I was able to help these people out on Friday. That everybody's waiting for the weekend. They want to, like I said, 6 balls. That's fine. It's typically not the reason why I win or lose in this matchup. Yeah, so the other thing, the reason why I partially mulled the first hand was, it's like 2 contingencies, right? Like, we need to hit a land in one of the next 2 draws, and there is a low but still a fail rate of the Once Upon a Time too. So there's 2 ways our deck can just fail. Sure. Alright, they're gonna 10-ball us, I guess. Alright, this could get kind of fun. Do they have another force? This is a menace, right? Like randomly. So question here is like, do I save the Talon Gates or Like the talent gates could be like relevant down the road. If I go to that, I kind of wasted. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. We can put a blocker. I don't know if that's like the best use. Actually, let's just ramp. We're just gonna like go wide. Just put pressure on our opponent. When in doubt, just be proactive, I guess. There's a chance we just play Arbor, but I just feel like having the extra chump blocks could be relevant. Or just like extra mana too. Sure. Okay, I'm glad I saved the Talon Gates now. I'm gonna like blink out the frog if necessary. Ooh, our opponent does not know the interaction. I guess they have no choice. Sure. I think we chump block here because I can see a longer drawn out game happening where like the frog flies or something and then like gets pumped. And I don't think the tokens matter. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna cause the frog to fly, and then we're gonna Talon Gates it out. And we're gonna do that. Which play this. There's no need to. It's telegraphed, but that's okay. Safekeeper doing, not Safekeeper, Springheart doing work here. Yep, just the way we anticipated. Sure. I think we block first and see if they pump. They don't. So we're just walling up essentially. We're just keeping the frog off the draw until we draw something relevant. Gristleburn, that's scary. Okay, now we're just dead. Win some and you lose some. And here, I don't really want Safekeeper game one, right? Like, this was an endurance, it would have been good. But then again, like, how are we gonna... Top deck gates, that would be good. That would be least... No, that's still short. Actually, we're just dead, I think, right? Like, or maybe, I don't know if we're not or not. I'm on 3 Reclaimer, that's correct. As crazy as that sounds. Alright, we're gonna, like... Actually, I think we're just dead, because the frog flies. Yeah, we're okay. If they see the line. There's no way they don't see this line. I think the awkward part is like we don't know how competitive like the metagame is at the moment, because like if it's the most competitive metagame, endurance is probably better. But if people are playing their pet decks, then not. So this is my new game plan against Riscaminator. I leave in the natural order package because I feel like they often board out the combo, and we just go over the top. Another heuristic that I will do is I like to save my fetch lands for arbors, because that gives you more consistent fodder for Reliquary. It plays better with Spring Heart. So it's twofold, I guess. The old heuristic was just fetching right away to grow Reclaimer, but red base damage is like not as popular at the moment too, and it's just not as valuable as the other things I just mentioned. I think here we're just gonna slam Green Sun for 2 and force them to either daze or force. We're going for the win here, right? Alright, there's the force. And when I say we're going for the win, it literally is a win target game. I even cut Mortuary, so that's another thing. But yes, that's also a thing. Sure. I'm gonna reanimate right here. Yeah. I think Lair is very good. Because you need to close out the game. What am I trying to copy here? I feel like we want to copy a Reclaimer. But then we walk into Daze. That's not worth it. Alright, our opponent is on a 1-turn clock. This is like kind of an even fight. If it's Reliquary, we're winning that fight, but Reclaimer, it depends on what they have in hand. Can lose the fight to Frog. Like, we can only lock it up for so many turns. There's really no reason to run into Daze here. Not to mention, like, shields down with Reclaimer too. I think we just wait one turn, play around daze, play around reanimation, go for the kill. Oh, we're snap blocking. Let me think about this. What is the best way to block? I can block here, force them to react. I don't think I want to do that because then our shields are down for reanimation. Yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking if there was a better way. It's just there's really no reason. That's why we run the insect. Everything else like gives them an opportunity to play around. Here, I think they're just dead. I want this to play around Harbinger, and it's kind of free. I think they're just dead here. There's no way they have another force. Okay, my thing is lagging up. What do we lose to here? Like triple daze is not even good enough, right? Spring Heart, and I think we get the Safekeeper to protect the Atraxa. Once Upon a Time, and I guess the Green Sun. Probably the basic force is fine. All right, how do we lose this game now? I think we just like leave everything up. Like I don't foresee us losing this game. I think I'm fine with the way I boarded. Like the more creatures our opponent plays, the less I like Thoughtseize because you don't want to fall behind in tempo. And they kept in the Entomb package, but they still have to respect Endurance. So like if they want to just gamble all in on Entomb line, then you know they could win, but they could also get blown out, which is what happened there. My guess is they probably drew the reanimation spell afterwards. That's why they felt priced into forcing the wild query. I hope so. In your presence, right, John? Also, in your presence. You know, blue got too much this year. It's unfair. Actually, that's not even true. Actually, maybe frog is too much. I know, right? Frog probably is too much. Ugh. It is in some ways, and it isn't in others. I think here we just take that. Maybe they push our or they entomb. I don't know, one or the other. I just part of the reason why I'm playing Safekeeper is just like I feel invincible if I could just untap with Reliquary. Yes, I agree with that because it's better than Bowmasters against us. That's kind of what I wanted because I wanted the. Ugh, that's a little awkward. I can't play around days the way I want. Let's do this. They forced that. Because I'm playing around removal here, but then now I lose to reanimation at plus days. Right. Well, it's even worse now that they have Tamio. Like, I think the ban actually made their deck better against us, although worse against some other decks. So their bad matchups, I think, got better as a result of the ban. Their good matchups probably got a little bit worse. Uh, Tamio is annoying. I think between because the thing that Tamio does is like it kind of soaks our removal, our defenses against Frog. So we kind of care about her even though we don't. One time, don't kill us. Sure, I don't think we care about that. One thing that's kind of cool actually is uh I think it's less certain here because of the bog is in our head. Let's just nuke their thing. It's possible we just untap and win. I think we bog our opponent. One line that we can do is also we can sack the bog, protect our thing, and then endurance ourselves to put the bog back into the deck. So the line that actually has not come up. Oh my god! Don't tell me they have a. No force, please. So that's the danger of playing the bog, right? Like maybe I'm supposed to just hold the bog to bluff. I don't think so. I think Safekeeper is incredible. So one thing that happens here is like we can phase out the Atraxa. Yeah, I know. I was debating that earlier. I mentioned that. So in hindsight, that's probably a mistake. Was this game two or game three? Actually, no, we lost the game two, I think. They have borrower, I think so. I saw right. Maybe we're supposed to just shields down. Okay, that ends any chance we have. Oh, click through it. I don't think it mattered. I think we're dead. Like we need our opponent to screw up. Like we screwed up by playing the bog. They probably don't go for it if we didn't play it out. I'm just kind of doing whatever's here. Let's see what they attack with. We need them to like make a bad attack. And I don't think that's happening. Like we need them to like all in for no reason, but did they pick up force? Yeah, they did. So they still have it. I do think we win if I didn't play that bog. Just unfortunate. Maybe they go for it anyways. Maybe they don't have a choice. I don't know. But just kind of rough all around. Like we don't have enough. We can't. We can never clear this. Is the problem. gonna short double block. They take 7 here. We need them to not have creatures, and then make like we could. There's a chance we can get there. I don't remember what else. Sure. What else did they take? Entomb. No, that's the wrong one. They chose Force, Reanimate. I think they use a Reanimator. Borrower, Animate Dead. They have a Animate Dead still. So we're probably dead, if that's the case. The Animate Dead is the killer. Because that gives them another chump block. Actually, they should... This is going to be interesting. Oh, actually, that's heads up. Wow. That they didn't put the Talon Gates back. That is actually kind of heads up. I think we draw out Force here. Unless they... I mean, they have no choice, right? Pass. That is the killer. Like, we can't. Oh my god, my dog. Sorry, my dog's going crazy. I apologize. I don't know why they always ring the doorbell. Sure. We've needed them to like tap out, and then they did not. No blocks. Maybe they pitch a card here because they want to get lethal. So the question here is like, do we do it or not? This is a must block here. Ugh, a third talent gates is what we needed here. Also the frog. Well, it would have mattered. I think we win this game easy, like I said, if we had just held the bog, but such is life. I need to put like a sign on my doorbell. Stop ringing the doorbell. Yeah, I think the moral of the story is like I got greedy and should have just held the bog, and I just like played it out for no reason. It's just something I know too. It's just like I don't know why I played it out there. Obviously, if they're trapped in a corner, maybe they go for it anyways, but and they just hope. But that wasn't the case there. I guess my line was just like I can get more pressure on board with the endurance. Um, I think we just play it safe here. So Job, you asked a question earlier about Shepard. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it personally. I don't think it's better than the other cards in the deck. Much rather see Safekeeper because it's applicable against any deck. Like every deck has removal. Not every deck has permission, and even if they do, it's literally it has to be on the stack. So what I mean by that is like Safekeeper is relevant for removal they have potentially turns down the road, whereas uh, Shepard only helps literally the one instance. Also, there's actually some other ancillary benefits of Safekeeper, namely it grows Reclaimer, and that's like relevant sometimes. Should we just F6? I'm gonna try to answer a work email right now. Are you kidding me? The old turn 2 Myco spawn? Well, what can you do? Question here is like, what? If I play this for extra mana, then I'm gonna feel terrible if they thought seize my natural order with TKS. If I play this, we're a little bit susceptible to Wasteland. But then we would just get Wild Reliquary, I guess. There's that Wasteland. So the question there was like, do I play around Wasteland or do I play around Command? I feel like playing, or TKS even, right? I feel like we definitely don't. I definitely play around TKS if I feel, because I think we lose if we don't have a payoff in this matchup. So knowing that, I don't think we fire off the Green Sun. I think knowing that we don't fire off the Green Sun, and then we probably it's questionable whether we play the Namtuko or not. I feel like we do. It's the more aggressive play. One, they can make what? 1, 2, 3. Okay, they have both command and. Jesus. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Heck is going on? They even had like, oh my god, off the green mana too. All right, I think we have to play around Wasteland here, and I think as a result, we're just gonna ramp. We can't play around Command anymore. We still have Natural Order mana here, assuming they don't have Command, but like, they just had, there's just a bomb in their hand, I guess. They had like every interaction that was relevant. Wasteland on our thing, Command on our thing, and they kill our Nantuko. It's just like, jeez. Or they're just 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, maybe they're not dead. I don't know. Maybe they're not dead. What could they possibly have here? Cradle taps with 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have enough to activate I, but then they can't get anything unless they get the other thing. They can get bounce off the Flesh Raker for an Atraxa, but presumably the draw off the Atraxa is going to kill them. Unless they, like... Actually, they can get the Devour. That's the other thing. Ugh, no Cradle is unfortunate too. I think we're probably just dead. They played Tomb into Flesh Raker. That's like... If it was Tomb by itself, that'd be 3, 4, 5. They can... I think we're probably just dead this game 1. I cannot believe they had the Wastekeep for the Spring Heart too. Like Command, sure. Wasteland, sure. We just got... Well, I don't think we are supposed to assume our opponent has all 3 items. I think I'm okay with my play. Maybe I'm just praying here they don't have like Devour or another a Battle Mage in their list. Maybe just a one of. Like if they don't have it, then we won. But like if they do, then we're dead. Like I'm hoping this is their only bullet here, the one of. I don't know their list that they play, but if they even have to tank about it, maybe they don't have it. Like to me, it's get Devour here, if they have it, or Battle Mage. To me, it's one or the other. It can't be both. Sorry, it can't be any other option is what I mean to say. And the fact that they're like it's a tanky about it, maybe suggests they don't have it. Okay, I don't know why that took so long. It seems like an easy decision, but that's me. Right, because that puts me at a virtual 1 already. Because there's a 7 on board with the Devour. That's 8 from the Flesh Raker trigger. So any other thing kills us. Why does my MTGO look so smooth? What do you mean? Like compared to what? Okay, I gotta answer this work email. Mine lags if there's a lot of like game objects, but usually it's okay. Alright, I need to check something for work real quick. Alright, this multitasking thing is not working out for me. Something that opponents like to do is they like to wasteland me turn one to try to there we go, try to shut off snuff out. I'm not sure that's the best line, but it's annoying, if nothing else. See, this is the problem with that line, right? Like, okay, yes, you can turn off snuff out for a turn, but then if I do something like this, then you're just like so far behind, right? Like, now what are you gonna do? Like, you probably have an anemic play right now, and most likely cannot stop match order from happening. Like, you need another pedal to TKS me here. And killing the creature doesn't necessarily work either, because if I top deck a fetch, then that's probably just lights out. Like, they can command here, but it's not guaranteed to work. And also, they don't know we don't have another land. Like, for all they know, we could just have another land. They're just like screwed anyways. All right, what was I gonna do? Okay, there's the command Hail Mary play. For now, it works, I guess. They're probably breathing a sigh of relief. But they're not out of the woodworks yet, right? Like, oh my god, they're gonna have the TK. Huh. Wow. That's kind of crazy. Hmm. It's 1 extra damage if I attack with awe. I think the line here is lair and deal a million. Pitching the Reclaimer. So it keeps the Safekeeper protection up. I think our opponent, the game's over, I think. We're going to be dealing a lot this coming turn. Another thing we could do to push damage, if we really want, is to pitch the Ignoble and then sack our lands. Depending what they do here. I don't think that's the play, but... This is to grow the Reclaimer. So that's representing command. I'm going to keep the Arbor up. Okay, do I just play this here? Yeah, I think I do. I had lethal, I clicked through it. What I could have done was, although there's really no need, I just like pitch 2 lands to protect something. My dog. Yeah, I think our opponent got cute, try to like cut us off snuff out, and just like lost the game on doing that. Man, I don't want to go to 5. I think we probably lost this one. I'm not doing a good job multitasking right now. This work emails I can't even send because I can't focus. It almost feels like I needed to. Almost feels like I needed a mode of 5 there. But we'll see. Fleshbreaker probably. Chalice. Okay, that's kind of interesting, I guess. I may regret doing this. So there was a part of me that thought maybe I'm supposed to Wooded Fill Hills, fetch Arbor, Nantuko, but that just like loses to so much. Like they wasteland us. Obviously, that plan is worse if they have the Battlescape too. Surprised they kept in Chalice. I actually don't think it's very good against us, but people do strange things. That is a hell of a draw. How is our opponent 9 minutes? Like, and we've been multitasking behind us. That just occurred to me right now. Flush Rakers. The thing about Flush Raker that's good in this matchup against us is they have like chump blocks, so we can't. A lot of times we can't kill in time. All right. Presumably they're gonna chump block, but we'll see. Argument to be made. We're supposed to like stop their Flesh Raker right now, but I think keeping up Talon Gate's protection is probably worth it. Yeah, our lair. This is one of the problems with lair. Like this is one of the matches where it can't. It's hard, it has a hard time getting through. It is. It is worth it. I just didn't do it here because we only have 3 cards in hand, and I don't want to give up the information. Also, they have a lot of chump blocks, so that's another reason why it doesn't matter here. Like if they didn't have the Flesh Raker, then I probably would do it. But this is what I mean too by it might have been in our best interest to have Spring Hearted the Arbor and just like set up, even though it can be broken up, because if they don't kill it, then it can take over the game, and we can go wide. So again, I guess this is a good learning experience, right? Like if we can't kill our opponent, like maybe it's best to just take a turn off and set up. I think the aggravating part here is the clock discrepancy. So to answer your question, Stan, so I do it a lot actually in game one too because they know we don't have force of vigor. It could be to threaten force of vigor, or that we have shepherd maybe like to bluff game two. That's like one of the other advantages. I generally will run it into to grow the white, but in this case it doesn't matter because they just have so many trump blocks. We'll probably have the it's probably green sun or natural order or bust pretty soon. I bet you we're gonna lose, and they're gonna have like 2 minutes left on the clock. I think we're dead. Yeah. Maybe we were supposed to fog this out, but it's there's a chance we just die now. Yeah, unfortunately not going too well because I'm trying to multitask and I'm doing a terrible job at it. Also, I'm somewhat tilted by our opponent. Like, how is it possible they're 12 minutes behind? And we're gonna die, I bet you. Like I said, we're like 2 minutes to go. Unless we top deck the natural order of green sun right here. Nope. Alright, I guess we are just dead. Actually, I should have done that on upkeep. I don't think it matters. We're just screwed here regardless. They have a million mana and we can't stop the bleeding from the flush breaker. Four cards in hand. Yeah, that's probably just game. It's possible, like I said, we should have just molded this hand. No snuff out, no natural order. Like maybe you're supposed to just go to 5. Spring Heart's like not great in this matchup either. we just F6? I don't see how we win this game. Like, we're probably not getting another turn here. Or at least I would have to imagine. Actually, maybe we will. Do we have one card left? Huh. There's an out. Sure. I mean, we have a million mana. I think what we could have done was just like make more hierarchs. But I don't think that's the reason why we win or lose here, to be honest. Fleshraker. Should have done that before they cast the Devourer. Alright, we're gonna sack the land. And then we're gonna block that. I don't think it matters. It's literally we're on a 8 outer, I guess, counting Cradle. Like, and that card, okay, needs to not be a thing too. Oh, it's even worse than I thought. We're gonna lose with a minute to go. Oh, that's aggravating. Alright, we played these last 3 matches online. Probably should have won this 4th match if I didn't, like, brain fart. Possibly supposed to mold it in Game 5 as well. We can run it back, but I need to take a quick break to use the restroom and for my own sanity. Here's the deck I ran. Oops, wrong. Alright, I am back. What you're hearing in the background is just my microwave. In the event there's a slowdown, then I can just eat, I guess, in the meantime to save time. I think I'm just going to run back the same league. I do not play the best in those 3 matches right now, but I think if nothing else, it's a good learning experience. I actually think the list is fine, but pilot error and slash tilt, right? Also, hey Mots, how's it going? Hopefully you've been well. I am doing okay at the moment. Kind of hungry. That's 5 lands, can't keep that. Ooh, and can't keep this either. That's good. Yeah, I know you're pretty busy with school, your students these days. For those who don't know, Mats is a university instructor. All right, so it's either oof or endurance. In general, endurance is probably better, like more applications. So we're just gonna play the percentages. On the play, that helps. I think we're just gonna leave with a non-relevant dork, in case they like plow or force it. One thing that I've found more difficult lately is some decks like Painter, pilots, their play patterns in sideboarding can vary wildly, and it's kind of difficult when you're playing against the same deck, but essentially 2 different players with 2 different game plans, and figuring out cards that have overlapping game plans in case they deviate is kind of a cool exercise, I guess. What is going on? Are they Reanimator? Oh my god. Yikes. Okay, I'm probably dead. They have a reanimate for sure. I think we're just gonna play through days here. If they have 4s, they have 4. So be it. Like they're all in. Like, so we are too. Okay. And what I mean by that is like it's an obvious reanimator line, and they're gonna commit to it no matter what the following turn. And if they don't have if they don't have the 4s, we probably just win. They did. Both teams tried their best. That's for sure. I think this is over. We'll just go to the next ones in the interest of everybody's time. I know. I apologize for the what is it called? I apologize for running a few minutes late right now as I was heating up the food. Also, I apologize if I was a little bit tilted earlier regarding the clock differential in the previous match. The way this matchup is more difficult than it was before, which is something Mott's actually brought to my attention. I know he's been busy, so he hasn't been playing. But prior to his work tying up all his time, he did mention that the ban seems to have helped them for at least this matchup, because Grief was not particularly good against our deck. That is like very redundant. It's better against these like A plus B combo decks. From what I understand, it's also good against Control. But against us, it's kind of medium. It was only good for really forcing the combo through, and a lot of their other cards kind of already do that. Namely, like they could, if they wanted to, like out of black red, play Unmask. Force the Negation is obviously another option. Actually, Force doesn't count because it's on their turn, but we're gonna keep. But against us, so they have a creature plan now that's a little bit more difficult for us, because our deck is really good at picking one game plan and attacking our opponent where they're most weak. So, for instance, when decks are very linear, it's easier for us to beat our opponent, in my opinion. So, for instance, against like Control, we want to be like a combo deck. Against like Death and Taxes, we want to be like a combo deck. Then we want to get the Endurance here. Against Delver, we want to be like a mid-range deck. But then now that they have elements on the like tempo side, or more elements, it's a little bit more difficult in my opinion when Grief was kind of a mediocre card before. This is like removal up potentially. And then we're gonna play through days here. In case they go into a Mixum, right? Sometimes, depending on what I have in hand and board, I just like don't care about Troll either. We would just let it go. I think here we probably get rid of it. Okay, they don't even have it. So we can be more mana efficient now, just by virtue of there's no reason, I think, to attack here. We're gonna start attacking with like humongous layers pretty soon. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna get my food. Sure. I think we block. I don't think the card draw matters. So what I meant to say was I don't think they have a reanimation spell, but I could be wrong. Or we're not playing around it, is what I mean to say. Let's see. If we attack next turn, that's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Well, good thing we held up Reclaimer. You probably should have attack first before doing that. But I guess maybe they want to give it flying. I don't know. Yeah, they should have. My opponent should have exiled in response to give the frog flying, because now I can just like throw one of these Safekeepers away. Not that it mattered, because they have no way of stopping the lair. It's matchups like this where the lair is quite good. Obviously, the Bowmasters, if they have it, like the chump blocks are annoying, but like excluding that for a second. I feel like this is the type of hand that gets punished. Part of me wanted to just like put the Once Upon a Time back. But in the event they have removal like that, then I'm still leading with white turn 2, and then the Safekeeper gets worse. Frog, yeah. Ideally, we draw a 1-drop here. We have to walk into days. Ideally, they go for a combo here, and then we just stop it. It was easier to deal with Frog before, when, like, that was the only their fair plan. See, if they pitch 3 cards here, then it outpaces mine. Just let it go. Sure. Most likely they're gonna go for the combo here, and we have 2 layers of protection, but then it's awkward that we walk into days. Sure. If you attack without second guessing yourself, they're less likely to block, but we'll see. I think if we can hit a land drop, we're probably winning this game. Sure. I think we need the land. I think in a winner's metagame, I probably would build this deck a little bit differently. But there's a lot of Demir decks still floating around. Because I don't really want, like, to have to resolve a natural to win. Sure. Triple frog. Probably just get the arbor. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. I'm gonna play around days here. This, if they have force, this may draw it out. Active white is... I think endurance sack for Cradle will be the play for me there and the turn. You're probably right, Mats. I got sidetracked there. I think you are probably right. Just for ramping. Will you try to resolve a natural order there? Or you pitch the natural order, I'm assuming, and save the other endurance? That seems better to me. Because you don't really want to pitch the hierarch. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I agree with that line. Right, I think I agree. We might still get out of this, and depending on what our opponent does, we might still make that line, but it's easier to make that line when your opponent is tapped out. Question here is like, I don't think we sack. I think we keep up white, just a block. It's a 6/6 now. Yeah, I don't think so either. But I agree with your line. Do we care? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't even think we care. Yeah, same thing. I think I would. All right. One goes through. We killed the other two. Actually, not even because we can actually just triple block. Yeah, I think they just. Oops, cancel. I think they just lost the game, to be honest. Like, there's no reason to waste the activation right now. The talent activation. Probably just get a Cradle. Yeah, our opponent is way behind. I think we main phase this right now. I think in that situation, I don't think it matters. But in general, you get. I don't think it matters there. Yeah, yeah, we were just so far ahead. It didn't really matter. Like I said, like Frog just does not line up very well against us by itself. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick break just to refill the food. So, I Emerage. So a question earlier was like, why do you sack the arbor? It really depends on the board state. You sack the creature when you need to grow white. In case for racing conditions. In general, you sack the token because the mana generally matters more. It really depends though. Most scenarios are common. Like there's a lot of scenarios when I'm pushing damage, I'll just like sack an arbor because I want to grow like multiple whites. If you're not sure, it's generally better to sack the token, but it really depends. But yeah, vigilance on white is a joke. Like you just don't care. For the most part, you just keep running your white in. My glasses are over there, but that's okay. I think here. I think I want the most stable mana. I don't know what our opponent's on, but it's probably actually correct for me to play a Cradle here. Sorry, it might be correct there to get a basic. Given that we don't have another fetch land, and we don't want to just like lose randomly to force plus waste, but Probably not happening. You're currently tied trophies with him. Oh, so you're Larry David. Yeah, you have quite the reputation. I'll leave it at that. You have quite the reputation. Actually, let's sequence this correctly. I shouldn't have done that. They're not a wasteland. Sorry, they're not a daze deck, so I didn't even reveal my Cradle yet. This has got to draw 4 so they have it. Otherwise, they're just stone dead. Just F6, I guess. It's kind of a joke. Honestly, they could have like a 1 of or whatever, but I don't think we care. I should have really tapped a Hierarch because you can threaten like Bowmasters or some random thing too. But again, this is a league. You should have. I mean, I should develop good practices, but I don't think it really matters. Our opponent is on a 1-turn clock. Potentially. Depends what they do with the automaton, but sure. There's jump blocks right here. I don't think we care. So I think we have lethal, but I have to do the math. That's gonna be 5, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that should be lethal. Yeah. We're gonna bash for like 20 here, yeah. Alright. That was easy enough. I like it when these artifact decks used to be like this, right? Lose to 1 card. Yeah. I was just trying to like make sure I don't throw the game for no reason. That's the easy cut. I feel like oh, I bet. Yeah, I saw your chat. You were going off on me like that. I drew my 1 of oof, and I played around. Your I don't know what that is. The thing with Karn that plus up, the 2-drop lattice. I don't think we want Snuff out. Like 2 mana to kill their thing is like a million. I don't like any of the other stuff. I'll just keep it as is. Sure. I'm not sure about that. Because I can just fetch and response. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's kind of annoying. I have the workaround at least. I don't even know. Oh, metalwork. I didn't recognize it from the art. Yeah. Interesting. Mario knows a thing or two about metalwork, and that's right. All right. This ballista can get like out of control pretty soon. I feel like I would just be throwing creatures away. Just hope they don't have anything. Like I feel like there's no point in. Yeah, I feel like there's no point in running the. In running out the 1-drops. I mean the X ones. And then if we untap with white, it's like pretty insane already. They can put a ring in. It's too bad I boarded out the bog. I thought this one might be a possibility. I thought it was too narrow though. Maybe it's better than like a what is it called? Maybe it's better than like a Spring Heart, which in this matchup doesn't really do much. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Ooh, that's beautiful. Something's going on. Dismember? Alright, that's my fault. I should have played this so they wouldn't dismember. Did they? Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, I got sloppy there. Now it's probably gonna cost me. Because I can't get the oof out for another turn. Oh, sure. Yeah, I should have played the land. They're not gonna dismember when I can just like do something. Okay, that's me getting sloppy. And it's probably gonna cost me now because yikes. Alright, I need to get better. It might still be fine because we have a Haymaker in Green Sun. I definitely got sloppy there. You play the fetch land first, they're not going to dismember. You would think, at least. Sure. They get an extra draw now because of our slip up. The good thing is, like, the Oof should just, like, solo this game. Because of the Safekeeper, too. It's probably fine, like Mott said. That's true. That's a fair point. So maybe it doesn't matter. But, like, we have to leave with a Safekeeper regardless because we're playing around the thing. Sure, I don't think this matters. Like, we're very close to just shutting off their whole deck. Sure. Of course, obviously, Mats is the person to defer to in this situation. Oh. I forgot about this interaction. That's kind of annoying. It's dead. Yeah. Question here is like, do we give this more value? Probably not. Question here is like, do we give the Saga opportunity to make anything? I feel like probably not. And then we deal with the Serpent. That should be game now. Oh, now it's really game. So one thing I've liked about Safekeeper 2 is, there you go. That's why we played around it. It plays really well with our sideboard plan against some of these linear decks. Sure. This member is no longer an out. Like, we have Safekeeper on. Just for clarity. Dismember was an out maybe a turn ago. Alright, I'm very distracted right now. I guess we'll start this. I get my food. Even then, there's no way to put additional counters on, right? Like an Emery or whatever would have had already needed 2 counters. What's the hard counter? Probably never beating Belcher. That's one. Probably never beating Belcher. Anything that tries to win turn 1 and essentially not vulnerable to endurance is probably a hard matchup. Like Ruby Storm is probably hard. Various Storm decks can be hard because they don't necessarily need to use the graveyard. The Dark Ritual Opposition Agent decks are probably difficult. But not as difficult as before, because we have Talent Gates now. Speaking of the devil. What else? Most of the things I'm going to mention are like winning turn 1 and immune to endurance. You expect a lot of what? A lot of people playing this deck? I don't think so. I rarely see this deck online. Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm the main phase here. He probably did, and I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, this stream, that we're supposed to do a podcast together, but I had technical difficulty today, but that I resolved now, but it's going to be delayed till next week. I think the decks that are really good against our deck are not fun decks to play, so take that for whatever you want. So for instance, like, I don't know how fun playing Belcher is. So interesting thing here is if we attack and they like, well, we're not gonna do that. That would be dumb. Question here is like, do I want to Actually, let's go. We're gonna main phase the endurance again. They want to force, they can force. The reason being is because then we can triple block if need be. Or our ground creatures can block if for some reason the other ones are gone. So our line is going to be just double blocking. The frog ain't going nowhere. If they want to all in on it, that's fine with me too. We're going to start bashing for a lot. Martai region? Wow. Okay. That's kind of annoying. Four. What are the odds that they have a daze here? There's no way, right? Like, not with Tundra, at least. Oh my god, they do. Oh, man. That's brutal. They're playing 4C Daze deck with Beanstalk. Seems kind of sketch, but... I thought there was no way, but I guess I stand corrected. What did we see this match so far? Up the Beanstalk, no signs of tempo cards. Meticulous, that's like a anti-combo, I mean a tempo card. Yeah, if Mott's is watching, do you think it was correct there to just go for it? Maybe the answer really is Green Sun for 2. And get Water the Reliquary. But I feel like they didn't show any signs of being a oh, wait a minute. I might get blown out here. So the problem is If they pitch and then it becomes a 7/7, then that's bad. And give it flying because of frog. Yeah, I feel like that maybe that's wrong. Also, we're in no rush. I think here maybe it's correct. And then if they eat their yard, maybe we just Talon Gates the thing. Actually, it's still probably not worth it. Because I think getting the Arbor is probably more relevant. In case we need a hard cast attraction or something like that. I should have held that. That's a mistake. Instead of giving away full information. They seem to be holding a force, and they had maybe the one Wastelander deck. I don't know. Oh, this is like awkward. Like we keep running lands. Sorry, something just came up. The fact that they had the one wasteland for our lair is like very awkward, and they had the days when we had exactly 8 mana, and we didn't think there were a days deck because they showed Tundra. Times like this where I wish I had that one Echoing Deeps. Oh, they have a Stifle too. What kind of deck are we playing against? What kind of deck are we playing against? They most certainly have Force, but I should have put it on the Endurance. That's a misplay. I don't think it mattered because they need a Force anyways. They have a second Force because why would they do that otherwise? Oh, that days like got me pretty well. Like I don't. There's like no reason for me to believe that they were on days too. Like with Tundra in their deck. Like it seems very random, but that's me. But now we know, I guess. Now we know. I don't even think we block here because we're at. Why would they do it like that? Alright, that's the end. We'll pass and then see what they do. If they attack with both, then we concede, but. Alright, so I think they're essentially the bug deck, but splashing white for swords. We'll just adjust accordingly. I think we just misread their deck. Wait, we just assumed Tundra. There's no way, right? Actually, my vision is going horribly right now. Oops. I don't actually think we want hoof. I don't like snuff out when they're playing beans. I think that's just uh, I think that's flawed from a strategic standpoint. Um, there's a question of whether we want seize over endurance. I think endurance is pretty good just as another threat and just like keep them off Murktide. Could be different here because they have. Also, I don't want to like have to fetch Bayou if I don't have to. This is probably the last match. Then I have dad duties the rest of the day. Question here. I think we want to play around Wasteland first. I guess they can waste this, but what I don't want to happen, I guess, is force into Wasteland. Maybe it's correct just to play the Bayou. Ugh. Hey, Dirk the Bass lad. Some 4C monstrosity. In hindsight, our opponent probably had the force if they didn't have the days as well, and they probably just kept a slow hand. But, oh my god. I think we're gonna lose this game, just based on the way it's going. One of the weak points, I guess, of this deck too is it's not a deal breaker, but we can't effectively punish greedy mana bases. So like these 5C monstrosities, like we have no way of punishing it because no Wasteland, no Blood Moon, nothing like that. Now I think we're favored against those kind of decks, but like, you know, I guess with enough bombs, it doesn't matter, right? Maybe we're just dead. We can't afford to draw like all these lands, but we did. Actually, I should not have done that because my opponent has Wasteland showing. This looks like a lost cause, potentially. Reclaimer is good to put away excess lands, but doesn't help here. Oh, oh my god, I messed up. I'm supposed to animate it and protect. That was a misplay by me. I didn't think about it, and then my opponent didn't realize it either. But yeah, I'm supposed to reanimate this and give it Shroud. Ugh. Great. To be fair, I'm not sure it would have mattered. Like, especially if they have another like Bowmaster or something here. All right, it's game. We can't win. Ugh, unfortunate. I'm not sure it would have mattered. Like, because if this was a Hydra, last turn we could have animated it for 2. It goes down to 1. They could like trade, I guess. Like, I don't think it would have mattered. We just ran super cold there. One sec. Alright, let's see how much time I have. Might be the last one already. I have a hard stop at 45. But I have like other things I need to take care of. Let me check my... Why is my mailbox all contorted here? Yeah, let's do one more, and then we don't finish. As I try to like get this done as well. No, I would not recommend doing what I'm doing right now. It's very difficult to focus. Whoa, no. Oh my god. Why are we playing against this? I think we are already dead. You know, there's a card, you are already dead. I think we are already dead. Yep. This is like the old school list. I feel like the new list don't run Summer's Pack anymore. Could be wrong though. Why is my mailbox all screwed up? Yeah, this is the old school list, I guess. On the bright side, we were able to finish. We're definitely going to finish on time. Do they have the bridge or no? Or do they cut it? I see the therapy here, and then there is a bridge. Oh, there's a Poxwalkers. That's what it is. And then, is there? I see the drive return. Okay, we're just dead. This matchup is very difficult with our current configuration. Like, we don't have Layla in the Void, and we're probably just gonna get turn 1. Like, they can beat 1 endurance fairly easily. Like, there's the problem with this matchup is like it's kind of 50-50, but there's like little play. Like a lot of it just depends what you open with. Talon Gates. Actually, that we don't want everything we see. We don't want what's it called? We want on the bottom. That's why I didn't fetch. What are my thoughts on this exposition in the metagame right now? Probably slightly worse than it was pre-ban. And the reasoning is because it's kind of twofold. It's because of how it changed the Rescanimator deck. Like Grief wasn't particularly good against us. All right, we're just dead, I guess. This matchup is not easy. This is probably another matchup that's difficult. Like I wouldn't. I think that is like a very classic cannon type of deck. The Nadu Elves deck. Jesus, I guess they just have everything. Well, what can you do? Yeah, the Nadu deck, I think it's just like if you enjoy that kind of gameplay, it's another all-in deck that like yeah, these kind of Belcher decks are kind of what we're weak against. If you want to play that kind of deck, I think they're kind of they're not for me. I'll put it that way. The Belcher, the more Belchery you get, the harder the matchup. All right, I think I'm gonna call it. Whatever. We're not gonna beat those kind of decks, but I'm not sure it's worth metagaming against that, like changing the list just to be better against it in leagues. Those decks usually weed themselves out by like the second round or so of a bigger event because twofold. I think over like 7-8 rounds, it's hard for that deck to not hit its fail rate at some point because, like for instance, if you're just using Oops as an example, there's only 8 spies in the deck, right? Like that's only 65% chance to open with. So at some point, the deck is gonna have to mulligan, and I don't know if over a long, 8-9 round event, it's just gonna do it the whole event. I mean, it's possible, but like less likely. The other reason why is because you're also gonna run into at some point somebody with crazy hate, like either like Leyline the Void or what is it called? Or they're just gonna open with 2-3 Force of Wills and with pressure. Also, I don't know if it has a good Delver matchup. So that's the other thing, or Rescamator matchup. Like, so the odds of it getting beyond maybe the second or third round, I don't know about. Like, doesn't seem great to me personally. Yeah, so that's the other reason, right? Like, the Nadu, like there was issues in modern with that deck. I think Legacy power level, Nadu's personally, in my opinion, fine. I've been asked a lot, oh, why don't I play it? I guess the reason is twofold. One is why would I want to play a 3-drop that needs another 1-drop to win when this is a 2-drop that literally just wins by itself, more or less. In most of the fair matchups. The other reason is especially the elf version of the Nadu list, I feel like is pretty linear, and if people wanted to, they can hate out that deck. Like Plague Engineer is not seeing a lot of play, but is like a haymaker. Cursed Totem obviously is another haymaker, so I think it's more easily hated out. This deck is like pretty resilient. It's not impossible to hate out, but more difficult. Okay, that's it for today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed my stream. What's it called? Here are my socials. If you enjoy like my content, there's YouTube, Patreon. You can watch the Twitch replay. Also, in general, you spot my misplays. I obviously Mods does, but then I give out also promos, 120 Playpoint promos for anybody who spots out before I mention it. So keep that in mind next time. Or I guess as a one-time thing, also like I guess the next person who subs to my Patreon, let's just say, gets a promo to go. So if you do that and then you just message me, yeah, that's another thing because I have extra promos to give out. All right, until next time, who should I raid right now? I'll raid the OS Curb 8 pre-modern event because why not?